Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Masters of the Universe Classics PowerCon 2019 exclusive Horde Zombie He-Man. That is right, my friends. We've got an early look at the upcoming PowerCon exclusives. Let's dive right in and check out this first figure. So, first things first, you'll notice that the figure is shipping in that standard brown mailer box there with the Masters of the Universe Classics logo on the front, the name, but I love how they even modified the logo to make it look like slime is dripping down on the mailer box. That is pretty cool, and of course that design continues over to the packaging itself, which is that standard Grayskull brick design that we've seen dating all the way back to the beginning of the Masters of the Universe Classics line, but this is one of those unique cases where they modified it slightly because they got this great green slime drip on the card back there, as well as dripping down on the front of the blister bubble and over the Masters of the Universe Classics title up here at the top. And of course he is titled Horde Zombie He-Man, but essentially this is our slime pit He-Man. You know, the Horde turning He-Man into a zombie using the slime pit. Very, very cool stuff. So as we rotate this around to the back side, we've got ourselves a cross-sell here showing you the other 3 PowerCon exclusives, which come in a 3-pack. We'll be taking a look at those very shortly. We've got some brand new amazing artwork here of Slime Pit He-Man, or Horde Zombie He-Man, I'm sorry. And then we've got a brand new bio on the bottom for the mind-controlled monster of the evil Horde. Very, very cool stuff here. The awesome dripping slime we see all over this packaging was done by artist Nate Barch, who's done a lot of artwork for the line in the past, and that new Slime Pit He-Man or Zombie Horde He-Man artwork is done by the awesome Axel Jimenez and Val Staples, who have also contributed to some of the recent packaging. And I want to show you this as well, because if we rotate to the side of the box, it is labeled as a PowerCon exclusive, and this is definitely worth noting. It's the Mattel logo. You might have noticed that on the packaging, but this is not produced by Super 7, who has been producing Masters of the Universe Classics figures for the past couple years. This is produced by Mattel. So this is our first Masters of the Universe Classics figure release from Mattel in several years now. So the Mattel logos are all over this package. Let's get this opened up and get a closer look at it. All right, so we've got our new Horde Zombie He-Man outside of the packaging, and we're gonna go ahead and do this just so you can see that the figure stands at 7 inches tall, exactly what we've come to expect from the Masters of the Universe Classics line. So this figure is essentially just reusing that standard He-Man figure that we've already seen done over and over throughout this line, but this time around, he's done in this amazingly cool translucent green plastic, and it is awesome. It's just a very, very cool look for the figure. So, you'll notice that the head that is currently on here is sort of that Alcala mini comic inspired head, but the cool thing with this is that he does come with all 3 different He-Man heads. So we've got the head that came with the original release of the He-Man figure in Classics from way back in 2008. We've also got that redo that is more inspired by the vintage He-Man toy head. So really cool stuff, and it's very easy to swap the head out. You can see that the head easily pops off the ball joint, just like we always used to be able to do. And then you can easily just snap the new one on. You can see it's a nice tight fit, but that way you can easily swap between the heads and put on your desired He-Man head. So I think that's really cool that we've got the option to swap between all 3 different He-Man heads. Popping on the one that's based on the original toy, this is my favorite sculpt. I love this particular head sculpt, but I will say that it definitely sits a little high on the neck. Now, it always did that before too. Even when we got that head originally for He-Man, it always sat a little higher on the neck, but I feel like this stands out a little bit more, probably because the neck is that really bright translucent green and the head's a little bit darker, so it kind of makes it stand out a little bit more that it's sitting a little higher on the neck peg there. So he's wearing the standard He-Man armor there. You can see we've got the same kind of removable armor piece on the back, just like from the original figure. So if you want to pop that off, you can pull it right off the pegs there, and you can remove the armor from the figure. It's also got the little slot there, so you can sheathe the sword or the battle axe on the back. The armor itself is done in sort of like this brownish green color, and it's kind of got this like speckle to it, almost like this glittery look there, that I think is supposed to kind of give it that very slimy look. It looks really cool, especially under the lights here, and I'm not sure how good that's coming across on camera, but it's real noticeable in person. I think it's very cool looking. Now you notice this particular He-Man is the one wearing the two smaller arm bracers there, and then those and the belt are kind of done in like this metallic greenish yellow there. It's like a two-tone color. It's very neat looking, while the fur used for the loincloth and the boots is more of a dingier green color, and I do really like how the laces on the boots are all individually painted, kind of a darker brown color that matches the harness a little bit there. So all in all, he's a very, very good looking figure. I love the translucent green. I think it just really makes him stand out. I just feel like that is the right way to do a Slime Pit He-Man in my opinion, so I'm really glad this is the route that they went. So let's go ahead and talk about the articulation on this guy. And one thing I want to say, this figure feels super nice and super sturdy. I know that there's always a worry when you're using translucent plastic. In fact, since he's green, he kind of brings back memories of the Green Goddess, and she was breaking at the hips. So far, I don't feel like I'm going to have any of those issues here with He-Man. I guess time will tell, but the plastic feels real good on this figure. It's solid, feels very, very sturdy, and all of the joints are real tight here. So the head's on that ball joint. You can look left and right. You can slightly move up and down. You got the joints at the shoulder, so your arms can go outwards, forwards, and backwards. Nice tight joints. Swivels at the bicep, single joint at the elbow, swivels at the wrist. You've got that torso ab crunch there. You got the swivel at the waist. You can see the joints at the hips allow the legs to go all the way outwards, forwards, backwards, swivels at the thigh. Nice tight joints at the knees, which is very nice. Swivel at the boot, and then the ankles can move forwards and backwards. Again, nice tight joints on this one. They do not really rock side to side, so they are the more recent versions of these without the pegs, but they still don't really rock side to side. They just move forwards and backwards. But man, all of the articulation is super tight on this guy, which is fantastic. He's easy to pose, and like I said, the plastic feels real good here. So for his accessories, he comes with those same three He-Man accessories in the form of the shield, the power sword, and the battle axe. But all of them are molded in a translucent green, but they've got that nice kind of bronzish brown kind of color that we see on the boots there and everything, that is used to kind of highlight the weapons, and it looks really cool on these. And this figure looks fantastic when you get them all armed up with all of these weapons here. Just makes for a fantastic looking figure. All right, guys, it's comparison time. So I want to go ahead and put this guy alongside the standard Masters of the Universe Classics He-Man. I am using the Ultimate Edition of him for this particular comparison time, because I had him handy with all three of the different heads, because I wanted to show all three of the heads swapped on there, just so you can see what he looks like standing side by side with that original He-Man release. And it's pretty cool just pairing this guy up with some of the other figures in your collection. Like, we've got 3 different evil He-Man figures now, with Faker and Anti-Eternian He-Man, and now we've got Slime Pit He-Man. Or, I'm sorry, I keep doing that, Horde Zombie He-Man. It's pretty awesome. So there you guys go. There is a look at the PowerCon exclusive version of the Masters of the Universe Classics Horde Zombie He-Man. Very special thanks to Mattel for sending this figure along so we can get a good look at him outside of the package ahead of the show. Now, as I mentioned, he is the PowerCon 2019 exclusive, and unfortunately, pre-orders for this figure sold out instantly. So the only chance you guys are going to have to pick this one up at this point is unfortunately on the aftermarket. So happy hunting, my friends. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, my friends.